It is a Wednesday, weather-weenies, halfway through the week. Good to have you with us, Ryan. Breton and Alan Holt here, and the summer vibes are on, right?
It's summer feeling for sure. It was real humid today. I mean, it was humid. It was like, okay, sweaty. I was playing golf this morning, so I was out in the thick of it, pun intended.
Probably as it was as it was getting more humid, too.
Yeah, it was definitely coming up.
What time did you tee off, by the way?
7:24.
I should have timed my run appropriately.
Oh, yeah.
To go by what
There's a couple of holes.
It's on the back.
Well, we get the number 2.
You get number
par
2,
5,
that's right
there.
I wasn't out there
okay.
at 7:28 or whatever.
It's probably like 7:30, yeah. I
You
put
got
a ball
couple
in the
on
woods there.
nine.
Yeah, there's a par 3. I don't know the number offhand.
Yeah.
And then...
I know where you mean, the par 3, though. That's right along the trail I was running.
And then that short par 4, and then your favorite hole there, you tee off,
But yeah, I was running by there at, would have been 9 o'clock this morning.
It was probably before we got to those holes. But no, it was humid.
Shake out the legs after the beach to beacon. It's the first time I have run, so that's how I described that this morning. But even I could feel it a little bit coming back up.
You said we threw summer around. On the weather-weenies Open. Can I gripe about something real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
So on the cart of the weather-weenies, there are 3 bottles of condiment. You've got ketchup, mustard.
And is it relish?
It's not relish.
It's not?
I wanted to see a relish. It was mayo.
Oh, interesting. I don't like relish, so.
I've never heard of mayo on a hot dog.
I don't put it on mine, but I've heard of it.
Okay.
I only do ketchup, which I know is like a sin.
I do all 3.
I just do ketchup. And I know that a lot of people hate that.
Ketchup only is 100% acceptable.
Wow, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
I usually get hate. Back on the morning show, this would always be an annual debate, and I would get hate.
It also depends on the quality of the grill on the dog. If it's a bummer of a dog, then you got to mask it with all the other stuff. But if it's a good dog...
Yeah, and if I'm going to have a hot dog, like if I'm buying them myself, I want a good one.
There you go. So you don't need a ton of stuff. So yeah, ketchup is...
Toasted bun is also very important to me.
Very
important.
Anyway, next time the Open rolls, everyone will see it.
I can't remember. At the end, does it roll at the end? We'll find out.
I don't know, I guess.
I forget.
We might chirp about it.
Either way, I'm going to be looking tomorrow. So it's a little warmer, more humid today. Actually, I just ran into, we've got a great intern. Apparently, Christian sit in here on one of the days I was off.
Yeah.
Cool. So Christian, our intern, has been doing some stories. He's done this week, so I was just asking him when his last day would be. I guess he was at Pine Point, and he ran into a viewer who said, hey, I thought the weather guys said it would be sunnier today. And I guess the guy even said, they said it would be kind of filtered sun, but that's
exactly
what it is.
Yeah.
We very clearly made the point yesterday it was not going to be the deep blue sky today.
I mean, I would call the map mainly sunny.
Right.
Just looking at it. Yes, there are some passing clouds, but... there's definitely more sun than clouds.
Yeah, I feel like it's played out perfectly as expected. Anyway, I just thought that was funny.
Maybe sometimes it's just people wanting to have fun and relate.
Could be that. I'll go with that.
I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Interesting that as of this recording, we did a little sea breeze in Portland. So actually 82, but Rockland hit 83. But Wiscasset, Portsmouth, 87. We'll see if we can... get up to 84, which was the forecast high. Sometimes if the sea breeze lightens up, you can get like a 5 p.m. high temperature because the heat's just sitting inland.
The Saco Bay area definitely it was cooler.
Yeah.
It was cooler coming in today. Yeah, right on the water there, the sea breeze for sure.
It's a little local sea breeze, and if you get a mile inland, you don't really feel it.
It was nice. It was nice. I didn't want to leave it. It was nice. Look at Calais.
Yes. So yesterday we were talking about how northern and eastern Maine would be the hottest spots today, and that's pretty much how it's played out. So probably a combination of the wind direction and the fact that the dew points are just starting to climb there. This contour has had some weird issues.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
And this is just the observation contour, I think, so it should be correct.
It's been off the last couple of days. That same shape has been in Washington County, that little curl.
Well, we're going to change it to the current model for now, which actually matches up pretty well. That looks a little better. The 000 in Bar Harbor, by the way, that just means it's not reporting. And then when we go into play mode, that 000 just goes away. So yeah, it's a little stickier.
Yeah.
But no real change to the forecast. Alan walked in and he's like, anything change? I'm like, nope, not really.
We're looking at Thursday. I was playing golf with someone that had plans in Conway tomorrow. And I said, I just gave her one of those.
Yeah, and that's what we were saying yesterday. There could be a storm tomorrow in New Hampshire or maybe Western Maine, but it's a hotter day, mainly sunny, and then there will be storms that develop in Vermont that may make it into northern New Hampshire and maybe Western Maine late. We'll just have to see.
It looked like if anything does sneak in, it'll be weaker for sure and staying like well west of most of the like what? Oxford, York, maybe Cumberland County.
And it would be, like so late. It should be late in the day that you get the majority of your day and fine.
Just going to be, it's going to be sticky tomorrow.
Yeah, it sure will be. Actually, we'll do this has been decent for today, but you can see it does sneak. It's probably a little too high, but in southern New Hampshire, especially tomorrow, the dew points will get into the low 70s. It could be that high by the end of the day in parts of southern Maine. So just kind of as an average, this is how it plays out over the next few days.
Yeah.
And there are probably times Thursday night, Friday, Saturday where it's above 70.
Which is, it's just dense feeling when you're out in it.
Yeah.
I always think to myself, man, it's just people that feel it thick because inanimate objects are like, wow, this is nice light air.
Right?
But just people can't evaporate sweat.
Yep.
And so it just, you feel it. You feel that extra water on you.
Yeah. As much as I liked the really beautiful weather we had, most viewers on this show know that I don't mind a couple of hot and humid days.
No. At the beach, much better, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Sure.
And then, so again, there's a stray storm chance to the west tomorrow, but basically anything we get tomorrow or Friday are just kind of air mass thunderstorms. There's really no trigger until the weekend.
It's interesting, too, because of how humid it is. Like, if the humidity weren't here, we probably wouldn't have the chance.
Right.
But it just puts the atmosphere in a much more unstable state when you get the daytime heating and it's humid.
And I think people get it.
Yeah.
Like you just relate it to what happens in Florida in a sense. Saturday though, this front, there's actually like a weak front ahead of the one that I drew here, but basically there's a front that comes in and kind of washes out on Saturday, but generally speaking, there's better forcing coming in over the weekend. It looks like of the 2 days, Saturday there are probably scattered storms, and Sunday maybe just a few around.
It looked like Saturday with that front approaching exactly how you have it there. It kind of channels that mid to upper level energy. It just focuses it more a little bit over the state, and that plus the daytime heating and humidity should yield a little bit more.
So this is just our model, and you can see Friday it's just isolated action. And then we'll go into Saturday. And like Alan mentioned, there could even be a shower in the morning, but a lot of the time on Saturday is dry. This model doesn't go out into the afternoon. But, there's that chance for more action in the afternoon as that comes in from the west.
And we don't think it's a wash, just something to be aware of if you have like a birthday party in the afternoon.
Right.
Just be aware that there's a
typical
chance.
Summertime plan. You just may have to run inside.
Yeah.
It looks like this front, it doesn't really come in like in a big sweeping way. So it's still a little muggy early next week, and then maybe we take a step back the latter half of next week.
The humidity, you had it on the dew point. It does come down a notch. It's not like going to be bone dry, but it takes some of the edge off of Friday, Saturday.
Definitely.
Friday and Saturday. I mean, that's
hot stuff. Yeah.
That's up there.
I wanted to mention, too, the 8 to 14 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center has a pattern flip after mid next week. This would have us in cooler than average temperatures. I looked at some of the ensemble data, and it just seems like maybe around average.
Which is what, upper 79,
yeah, exactly.
I think?
Yeah, it's into the upper 70s.
It's funny, too, like on social media, people are like, oh, it's going to be cold.
Right. I debated posting it with the ensemble, and
Yes,
I was like,
yeah.
I just don't want people to get the wrong impression.
It could just mean we hit 76,
Right.
and that would verify.
Right.
You know, it's funny how it's interpreted.
Yeah. So I think the main message is after this heat through the weekend and early next week, it probably scales back a little bit, but it shouldn't be anything too terribly cool. Just nice stuff.
Back down a little bit.
Yeah. So the 7-day really hasn't changed a whole lot. Pretty much day to day the same.
Well, I did notice you made the Friday and Sunday icons just a touch bigger.
I went back to the easy way. I did it manually yesterday to make. The way we used to do this, it was all manual. So I used to get real fancy with the size of the raindrops. Like if there was a small chance, make them smaller.
Yep.
Saturday does still look a little bit.
It does. I think Saturday is probably the most likely day.
Hopefully the message comes through. What's your thought? Go smaller?
I like the manual. You get to drive the whole thing.
Yeah.
I like it that way, but it's more time consuming. Yeah. So yeah.
We'll see. By the way, there may be new icons coming down the road.
What? Really?
Yeah, it's in the works.
Oh.
So
go.
I don't know the timeline. So we'll find out when they ship them.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that's going to wrap it for today. Weather-weenies at newscentermaine.com. We'll see you with more tomorrow.
Where is it?
Oh, yeah.
Let's see.